Why did my parents disown me? Because I fell in love. My family built their wealth on one rule. Pure blood stays pure. What they really meant. White stays white. For 5 generations, they only married within their ethnicity, what my grandfather called a genetic legacy. Our mansion's hallways looked like a shrine to eugenics, portrait after portrait of pale, identical faces, carefully matched couples picked to keep the bloodline superior. Growing up, I watched cousin after cousin get married off at 18 to people pre-approved by the family. My grandmother used to stroke my hair and whisper, "Your kids will carry the pure essence of our ancestors," untouched by weaker genes. At family dinners, they'd rank other races like dog breeds. My uncle once slammed the table and shouted, "Mixing other colors with ours is like putting mud in champagne." My dad added, "Our DNA is a masterpiece. Why ruin it with a mutt's bloodline?" They called biracial children mistakes, half-breeds, genetic trash. When my cousin Elise dated a Hispanic guy in high school, they burned her pictures and told neighbors she died in a car crash. Then I met Leo. I was 22, teaching art classes. He was smart, hilarious, kind, and black. When he walked into my classroom, it felt like sunrise. Coffee dates turned into walks, long phone calls, falling asleep while talking about everything and nothing. For 3 months, I lived 2 lives. I made up excuses about why he couldn't meet my family. He never pushed, but I saw the hurt in his eyes every time I dodged the topic. Then my dad blindsided me. "You're engaged," he announced. To Henrik, a Danish businessman whose family had been purebred for generations. Henrik flew in for dinner and spent the night talking about genetics like I was a breeding mare. He literally grabbed my chin and said, "Your bone structure is excellent. Our kids will be Nordic perfection." That night, I called Leo and told him everything. Instead of walking away, he said, "I love you, not your family's approval. But you have to decide what matters." So the next day, I brought Leo to Sunday dinner. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel the entire drive. But I knew if I didn't do it now, I'd never escape the cage they built. When we walked in, my grandma screamed like she'd seen a ghost. My dad turned purple and yelled, "Get that thing out of my house before it infects our bloodline." My mom collapsed, wailing something about a heart attack. Henrik stood up and said, "The engagement is off. I don't marry damaged goods." Then my uncle grabbed a fireplace poker and swung it at Leo, screaming, "You will not destroy 5 generations of purity." Leo dodged the first hit, but the second slashed his shoulder. 12 stitches. While Leo bled on their perfect white marble floors, my dad got on the phone with lawyers to cut me out of the will. My grandmother ripped off her diamond necklace and threw it at me, screaming, "You race-mixing whore. You are no granddaughter of mine." I got Leo out of there. My dad chased us to the driveway, yelling, "If you leave with that monkey, you're dead to this family." Then he spat on Leo's car and said, "I hope your mongrel babies grow up knowing their mother chose jungle fever over her own blood." 5 years later, Leo and I are married. We have twin daughters who are smart, kind, and absolutely beautiful. I teach art at a public school, and Leo runs a nonprofit for underprivileged youth. My parents changed their last name to erase me. They told people I died in a skiing accident. My little brother still sends Christmas cards in secret, but he has to mail them to my job because our parents read his mail. I lost my trust fund, the inheritance, and the family name. Leo still has a scar on his shoulder. But we gained something they'll never have, a love that sees souls, not skin.